What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be talking about having one store or multiple stores for Redbubble. Something I want to say is that you guys probably already know my stance on the topic, and that I choose to have 10 Redbubble stores in 2022 that I'm going to be creating brand new over having just one store that has a whole bunch of designs. And there's really a few reasons why, and I want to go ahead and share those reasons in the today's video, because I haven't created a separate video just on this topic alone. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Why I'm picking the idea of multiple stores. The first reason is average order value goes up, and that's obviously potentially, but I've seen this happen before. You know, somebody buys a product from your store. Let's say they like this phone case. Well, they might happen to see the other phone cases. They might happen to, if let's say they buy this product, they might happen to see this one or, this one. It's just different examples of average order value increasing. And the way that works is AOV stands for average order value, and all it means is that when a consumer sees something they like, they typically might buy more of what they like, right? So, like I said, if they see something that they like, they might want to purchase this one along with it or that one because they're all relatively similar, right? So, I've seen that happen before, not only with my e-commerce brands, but I take that same mentality over to Redbubble, okay? The next idea is creating sellable assets for each new store, and each new store is considered an asset. So when I create a new Redbubble store and I build it up and we create as many designs as possible for 2022, the idea is that store is now a sellable asset. And if I have multiple stores, I have all these assets bringing in income, whether it be a low amount or a high amount. And I could take one of them and I could sell it off if I wanted to, while still having multiple other assets. If I had only one store with all the designs combined into one store, then if I sell that one store, sure, I'll get paid more for it, but I won't have a consistent income flow from other stores. And that's the idea, is that even if I sell something off, I still want to have a consistent income flow. You never want to start off just from scratch, especially if you've already built a pathway, right? So that's kind of the idea there. So creating multiple sellable assets is very important to me, and it's definitely a benefit long term. Now, I'm not sure if I actually would go through with selling a Redbubble store. You never know. But it's an idea. It's an idea. Depending on the value that it might be at, I'm interested in how much it could sell for. So that's definitely an idea. Long-term protection. So you guys know Redbubble has had instances where maybe they've deleted accounts by mistake. And when I say by mistake, I actually mean that. Redbubble literally about 8 months ago deleted like almost over 300 accounts on Redbubble. They went missing. They got deleted. They got shut down. And Redbubble sent out a message on Twitter apologizing to people, saying, hey, sorry we did this. Mistake. We'll try to reinstate them as soon as possible. And some got reinstated and some didn't. One of the famous YouTubers who talk about Redbubble, this has happened to them. Their account got deleted completely by mistake and then got reinstated. But, you got to realize that when you don't own the platform, you got to take the necessary measures to do what you got to do to stay on the platforms. And so Redbubble, I've seen overall that they've been pretty lenient. They're not like, Merch by Amazon, for example, when it comes down to removing accounts, deleting accounts, banning accounts. And they typically don't ban, from what I've seen. They just, suspend the account and get it done with. But in general, having multiple accounts, if something happens to one account, so what? You have 5 others, 9 others, 10 others, 2 others. Whatever the number is for you, having multiple stores really does make a difference in terms of, just sleeping well at night. Just knowing that, you have multiple options that can keep you safe from an income standpoint. Would you rather make $100 from one store, or would you rather make $10 from 10 different stores? For me personally, I'd rather make $10 from 10 different stores, because I know that, if something happens to one store, so what? I'm not out of the full $100. I'm just out of 10, right? Hacking and suspension, same thing. You never know what goes out there, what kind of new tactics people have to hack different Redbubble stores. If you're a victim of being hacked, so what? If you get hacked through one store, at least you're not hacked through all of your hard work. And the unfortunate thing is that there are malicious people out there that do malicious things. Cryptocurrency hacking is nothing new, and I'm sure in the future Redbubble hacking won't be something new either. I mean, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's not new already. I mean, I personally don't know too much about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's out there, alive and well, and people are doing it. So that's something to be aware of as well. It's a huge thing you want to pay attention to. I think the only time people really start paying attention to this diversity and the protection of it is until you have something to lose. And that's something to be very important to pay attention to. Diversity in niche control. This is another thing. So if your store, which is essentially a brand, is all in one niche, well, you can transfer different niches or move to different niches because of the liquidity. Not the liquidity, excuse me, but how fluid the approach is to having different stores, right? Let's say store number 1 is in the motivational niche, and then store number 2 is in the nature niche. Well, if you had one store that held all these different designs, it's fine, it works, but people can't pinpoint what your store is all about. People can't say, okay, this specific store is about this, or this specific store is about that. Now, I'm a big believer in, testing the waters. If one niche doesn't really work out for you on that one store, keep going with that one store until you figure out what works, and then multiply that effect. I've had some decent results in all kinds of different things. You don't have to stick to one specific design or one format, but the idea is if you can selectively choose a niche for each store, when you start to develop a fan base for that store, people will start to have associations in their mind about that specific store, about what that store offers or what it is. For example, if I think of the Jordan logo, I think of, different pairs of Jordan sneakers. I think of the athlete. I think of basketball. I think of a lot of different things that go into that world. Well, people should have the same effect when they think of, let's say they want to see a nature product. They should have a certain nature store in mind on Redbubble that they'll refer to every time they want to purchase a product from. So this is just kind of general concept. It's really just branding and controlling a specific niche and being a recognizable figure in the marketplace for that specific niche. And each store that you have can have a specific niche. Now, if you decide to have multiple stores that have a whole bunch of different niche, multiple niches or in multiple different categories, that's perfectly fine too. It's not like you're doing anything wrong. Yes, your average order value might slightly go down, right? Like consumers, they might not buy one unit from you. They might not buy 3 different products. They might buy only one, but it's still something. So I think overall, even if you're not going to delegate a specific niche to each store, it's important to just have multiple stores at the very minimum. And that's kind of my approach. The only benefits I would say of having to one store is that it's less marketing, but that doesn't mean the marketing is going to be more effective, right? Specificity generally rules. And so if you do have multiple stores and you choose to be specific with the niche and the category, then if you choose to your marketing to also have a specific approach, whether it be through Instagram, through Pinterest, and all the other options, you're also going to increase not only your productivity, but the outcome of that work. So you're essentially getting more bang for your buck when you post that Instagram photo and it's all about the same specific niche versus a consumer seeing certain type of posts, clicking on your Instagram and seeing, let's say, all kinds of different posts that are all over the place. Then it kind of hurts from a conversion rate standpoint. Consumers typically like to see very, very strong specificity. I don't go to Nike to buy fruits and vegetables. That's an example. I'll go there to buy sneakers, for example. Or I don't go to the grocery store and expect to buy a pair of sneakers over there or a hat, right? It just kind of makes sense. In the same way that Redbubble is well known for merchandise, whether it be clothing, whether it be for hats, whether it be desk mat, whether it be a mouse pad, but it's known as merchandising. You wouldn't buy fruits and vegetables from Redbubble, right? And it's the same concept, is that specificity idea. So this is just a video on the official video. Whenever somebody asks me a question about, why do you choose to do multiple stores, this is the video, the reason why. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this video helped you out and kind of gave you a more clear approach on why the whole idea behind multiple stores. You guys know the last day is today behind the Autopilot Passive Income Redbubble course, specifically for tagging. It will be updated. There will be more content. Today is I know I said this before, guys, but I'm just going to say it again. The last day tomorrow's going to increase the price. There's going to be new lessons. And as you guys know, we're consistently adding lessons. So those who don't know, the course is all about tagging. The course is all about essentially getting your Redbubble design seen, not only on Redbubble, but on Google as well. And there are two different algorithms. Obviously, you can't control and guarantee the success for each platform, but you can do a lot of things that improve your chances of success. And that's what the course is all about, and I kind of show what I do in specific scenarios. If you want to read the curriculum, you can go over here and read literally every title. Over time, we will add more to the curriculum. So let's say you're watching this a month down the line. Obviously, the price is not going to be the same, and the curriculum is not going to be the same. So as long as there's more curriculum being added, the price is going to be added as well. All right? I'll talk to you guys later. Like I said, today is the last day before the first price hike, before the first price increase. All right? I'll talk to you later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.